Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Zip. All right. Peace out. Where's my prize? I want that. Okay. No. Okay, hello. My name is Chanel. My last name is Lawrence. And I am a deaf person. And I am a tour guide from St. Thomas and St. John. And I run VI Deaf Tours. I'm a deaf owner, and I lead the business, and there's such a beautiful history in this island that a lot of people don't know. I also teach, and I want to talk about teaching VISL. Okay, it hasn't been declared yet, but it is a language. It's related to some parts of our history, and we want to keep that alive. We want to keep going. We want to keep celebrating and supporting it. VISL. So, again, being a deaf tour guide is not an easy business to run. It's not easy to do. It's just a way to allow deaf people to not have barriers, related in the community and getting around when they come to the island to visit. We talk about the history here, the culture, and how we interact with one another here on island. And people must remember that the deaf community is fully skilled. We are creative. We have leadership abilities. We can have our own businesses and make things inclusive for everyone. Thank you. Thank you for that. Let me get my next paper here. Okay, it's right here. All right, so I just have a short information about, I want to talk about lip reading a little bit. Okay. Now, today, it's something that's very important to us, and it's about lip reading. For a long time, people just all over believed that lip reading was the best way for the deaf people and hard of hearing people to communicate. But that's not necessarily true. Lip reading is not our option anymore. Lip reading causes so many problems, okay, because we as deaf and hard of hearing people miss a lot of words that you're saying. We miss the message, your intentions. It's a lot of miscommunication that happens often. And people think, deaf people can lip read better than anybody, but that's not necessarily true. Lip reading is tough when you can't hear. Every person's mouth or lip, they have different, sizes. First of all, you're trying to stare at somebody's lips, they have different language, different accents. Your teeth are in the way. I had like a little story I need to tell you something that had happened. There was a woman, and I really felt bad, but she expected me to read her lips, and so I'm trying to tell her, no, I don't really want to read your lips. You're saying a lot, and then her teeth fell out. Her dentures fell right out of her teeth, and she was like forcing, so in that case, just write it down. Just write it down or type it in your phone or something. Don't hurt yourself trying to force somebody to read your lips. All right, so sometimes deaf people don't even know what the word is yet. They might not have heard a word. Like if the word has a lot of syllables in it, it's a big word, and they might not have been exposed to that word yet. It's just best to write it down. And lip reading also puts pressure on our eyes. Trying to read everything you're trying to say, it causes a lot of pressure on our eyes. Our eyes already are working overtime, you know, and we shouldn't have to struggle with communication so much, but it is a fact. So what's best, or the other option, or something else you could do, perhaps, like I said, write it down, text it in your phone, or you can learn sign language. So during Deaf Awareness Month, I want you guys just to remember, just to respect sign language and the culture and our eyes. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I wanted to say, so another word, hearing impaired, right? I want to talk about that word, because we throw that around a lot, hearing impaired, hearing impaired. So today, or right now, I just want to talk about that. Years ago, the world uses that word, hearing impaired, but it's no longer really used and acceptable, especially for this new generation of people coming up, because the word hearing impaired is like an insult almost. It makes it sound like that we are broken, that something is damaged or wrong with us that needs to be fixed. But deaf people are not broken. We are whole. We are whole, period. That's it. We may not can hear, but we are whole. And it's our culture and it's our language and identity that makes us different. Hearing impaired, that term forces us to force in our face what we don't have. Okay. It kind of ignores what we do have and the pride that we have, that we are strong. You know, we don't need to be fixed. If we don't have the hearing, we just don't have the hearing, but we don't want to be labeled as hearing impaired. We are deaf or hard of hearing. That's acceptable terms. And I want to encourage everyone to please just label us what we are, deaf, hard of hearing, or deafblind. All right. In this part, I want to just kind of summarize language, okay, proficiency, or excuse me, deprivation. This is short. I want to explain what language deprivation is. Now, when I was a child, I didn't have full access, okay, to natural language. Sign language allows us to get information, but a long time ago it was kind of forbidden. And when I was 5, I didn't really learn sign language yet. I had to just try to figure out what others were saying. And it wasn't until I hung around others who were deaf. There's a delay that causes, when you don't learn language, it's a delay, and there's a struggle to communicate, trying to read vocabulary and understand vocabulary. And it causes pressure in the community. It causes mental health challenges and frustrations. And it causes the child to lack expression, because they can't express themselves, right? They don't have the language. So if you have a deaf child yourself, or a hard of hearing child, or someone who's deafblind, or in your family, it's best for you to try to learn to sign at home, to teach them some things. Teach them that they're deaf and that they have to observe the world around them. Okay, thank you for that. So I want to just tell you about this flag that was created, or this sign. This is the USVI. And you guys know, we got this from the flag here, right? You guys, whether you moved here or you were born here, you are familiar with the flag. And you know there's the yellow eagle. So if you look at the eagle, right, you see the face of the eagle. I just want to explain something with you. That's connected to the deaf community here in the VI. The yellow eagle shows strength, and it's protective, and it's wise. Deaf culture also has eyes. Okay. And we see, we watch, and we understand, and we visualize things. So strength is like the eagle. Our strength is like the eagle, because he uses his eyes. The Virgin Islands, of course, you have the V and the I over here in the hand, and then you have the spears of the plant there, right? You guys know those are symbols of the VI. And so the next time you see the USVI flag, remember these things. You think about the deaf community that's part of the USVI, our struggles, our successes. Thank you so much for allowing me this time.